In this question, we need to write the function that represents the result of the transformation that's being described here. So to help us create this new function from function 1, I'm going to use Vertex Form. So my new function we'll say is function 2 of f, so f2 of x, and we want to start by filling in everything that we need to fill in. So a controls how wide or how narrow that parabola is, and it doesn't say anything about that, so I'm just going to leave that as an invisible 1. And then our h value controls how far to the left or to the right that our parabola gets shifted, and you can see that we are going 3 units to the right. So my vertex then is going to be an x value of 3 because it goes to the right 3, so it's going to be positive 3. And then we also know that we're shifting down 2 units, so that's going to be the y value of my vertex. So if it's going down, it's going to be a negative 2. So 3 comma negative 2 is going to be my vertex. So now I have to plug in a 3 for my h, so it's x and we're subtracting h, and h is 3, so we're subtracting 3. And then we're going to add in our k value, so we're going to add in a negative 2. And let's just simplify that. We're going to say f2 of x equals, this all stays the same, but instead of saying adding in a negative 2, we could just do minus 2. That looks a lot better. And if you're thinking, wait, why do we have a minus 3 when we had a positive 3 here? Well, remember, back into my vertex form, we're subtracting h, so we want to do the opposite sign of what our h value is. In this case, it was a positive 3, so we're going to subtract 3. In part B, we're going to still use vertex form, but we're going to approach this part a little bit differently than part A. The function that we're going to start with, f1 of x, is no longer the parent function, so the vertex isn't going to be at 0, 0, right in the middle of our coordinate system. To come up with our new equation for our function, we're going to plot this vertex first to see where we're starting from. So if you look closely, you could see that our h value for this vertex is going to be a positive 3, and our k value is a negative 4. Remember, we go opposite of the value that you see here. So we see minus 3, so we go with plus 3 here, or a positive 3. And then we have a negative 4, so we go with negative 4. Okay, I'm going to plot this on my coordinate system, so that's going to be roughly right around here. And then it's a parabola that's opening upwards, so it'd go up like that. So that's going to be our parabola that we start with, f1 of x. To get our new equation, we have to shift to the left 4 units right here. Okay, so from this vertex, I'm going to shift to the left 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to also go up 3 units. That's said in our problem. So I go up 1, 2, 3, and this is going to be my new vertex, and it looks like that is negative 1 comma negative 1. Alright, because it goes up to negative 1 here and then over to negative 1 there. The last part of this description here says that we're also going to have a parabola that's flipped. So this is going to open up downwards because our starting parabola here was a U-shaped, so because it's flipped, we're going to have it upside down like this. And now the only thing we have to do left is create my vertex form here. So we have y equals, and our a value is going to be a negative because it's being flipped, and then in parentheses we have x, and because our h value here is a negative 1, we're going to add 1 on the inside, and then we square it, and then because our k value is a negative 1 here, we subtract 1 on the outside. Now if you're thinking, wait, in this formula we want to put our h, and right here it's a positive, or well, plus 1, and then here it's negative, and you're thinking like, wait, why is that? Well, remember, if we're taking x and we're subtracting our h value, so we're subtracting our h value, h is going to be in parentheses, and over here we said that it was negative 1. Well, if we have x minus a negative, That's the same thing as doing x plus that one. So that's why we jump to that x plus 1 binomial. And this will be my vertex form of the new parabola.